Hi everyone, it's the Galavanta here. Well, I'm just back from a day out with Aaron. We're down at Carluke today doing some train spotting. Something we've not done for a little while. And we've never been down there train spotting before, it's a first for me. We'll get to that in just a moment. I know that's the main subject of this video. But, excuse seeing the chair with the cushion on it, but I'm just pointing the camera in that direction now anyway. The main reason for this video is that, of course, not the chair with the cushion on it, but anyway, I'll get to the point of my thoughts for today in just a moment. I wanted to address something first. The fact that I've had a few emails asking when I'm doing the 926 from Glasgow to Campbelltown. It's been booked. We're doing it next Tuesday, both ways. That's going to mean an early start for me, because in between, I'm going to be filming a special video as well, called A Taste of What Campbelltown Has to Offer. Now, please remember, I do not know the town at all. I don't know my way around the town, so we'll just be having a little look around, because when we get into Campbelltown, which will be around about 1:30 p.m, we have over 3.5 hours to kill. So we've got loads and loads of time. I might even stream it live on YouTube. Depends what the coverage is like over there. If it's not live, I'll record it and upload it, and you might even see it on the Wednesday. Okay? Anyway, going back to the main subject of this video. Today, Aaron and I went to Carluke, which is about halfway between Motherwell and Lanark. It's nearer Lanark than Glasgow. We did some train spotting there, and when we arrived, we were met by a guy wearing a ranger's top and a fishing rod. He was carrying a fishing rod, he wasn't wearing that. He would have looked a real sight if he was. But anyway, for the first 45 minutes of train spotting, would he shut up? Kept saying this to us and that to us, and we were looking for trains, but we didn't really see much to start off with, because unfortunately we missed a couple of trains just before we arrived. As yours truly here wanted to go and get some juice out of Aldi. Other supermarkets are available. Now, when we arrived, I thought to myself, right, there's a bridge there and 2 platforms. We'll try one platform and then the other, which is something that Aaron seemed happy with. So I thought to myself, it's just as much that lad's day as it is mine. You know, I'm a fair guy. Someone wants to do something, I'm happy to go along with it. Anyhow, we did some train spotting there, and we hung around for probably about 3.5 hours, maybe close to 4 hours. And I tell you, didn't seem it. It did not seem it at all. It went flying by like that. It's like 1 minute when we arrived, it was about 1:15. The next, it was 5 o'clock and time to go. And I just thought to myself, wow, that time just flew by. So, what happened after that was, once we got rid of Mr. Chatterbox on a train heading north, we did some train spotting. I did a few live streams. Feel free to check them out if you want to watch them. Some of them were actually really good, especially the longer one. And Aaron got some videos. We saw Avanti West Coast, LNER, Royal Mail Freight Train, quite a few 385s, I lost count of them. Northern Transpennine, blah blah blah. What else? Oh, and a freight train, a Tesco freight train, that was a class 88. I know Aaron's more informed with the trains than I am, so if I've got that one wrong, please feel free to leave a comment, buddy. But in general, I was very impressed with how Carluke turned out. And it seemed like you guys enjoyed it as well on the live stream. At one point, I had 244 of yous watching. Now, when you're doing a live stream on YouTube on a mobile phone, especially one like what I've got, it tells you the numbers at the top, and that number fluxes up and down like a yo-yo. I don't personally think there's that number that are watching. I think there's more. It was telling me one second it was 5, then it was going down to 2, then it was going up to like 60. At one point it was saying 27 people were actually watching at that specific time, but I think it was more than that personally. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually had a 0 next to it. 270. I would not be at all surprised at that. Anyway, a good day was had by all, and let's just say I would definitely go back there again. I really would. We went down, we originally met at Castle View and went through with Ember. Now, Aaron told me something, and it got me thinking, this could be a great video for the channel, because he told me that the drivers with Ember are currently being trained for the route up to Aberdeen. It will follow the old X7 route between Dundee and Aberdeen, offering limited stop. Now, I think this will hit the X7 badly. I mean, you've got the choice, right? If you're travelling between Dundee and Montrose, or Montrose, Aberdeen, wherever, one of the little places in between, you've got the X7 operated by an Interdeck, if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, you might have a service bus, an Enviro 300, or something like that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Enviro 300s. Personally, I'd rather have one of them than an Interdeck on X7 any day. But anyway, picture it. You've got the option of that with no air conditioning and probably little heating if it's a very, very cold day. Seats, comfort-wise, medium. Or you've got the choice of a Yutong, a brand new Yutong T14, I think the new ones are called. Brand new 24 reg, air conditioning, comfortable shoulder height seats, plenty legroom, heating in the winter, and a toilet on board. Okay, you'll have a toilet on board on the Interdeck and maybe air conditioning if you're lucky. But what would you choose out of these two? These two vehicles? 3 vehicles actually. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's the Yutong all the way. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. And it got me thinking, it's actually probably a good route for the channel. So as soon as timetables come out and as soon as a release date is announced for the route starting, we're on it. We reckon it's going to be sometime towards the end of this month. So look out for it possibly in September. So, yeah. But anyway, going back to the subject of that. Once we arrived in Glasgow, I went to get a coffee and I bought Aaron an Empire biscuit. I could not believe when he told me that's the first time he's ever had an Empire biscuit. And I'm like, it's one of the British biscuits. And that's the first time you've had one. I thought, right, okay, well, there's a first time for everything, you know. And we got the Stewarts of Carluke service down to Carluke, 240X, which goes all the way to Lanark. And I don't mean Lanark as in a tomato, which a Lanark tomato is a thing, believe it or not. It's like iceberg lettuce. Although that's probably the only time that someone's compared a Lanark tomato to a piece of iceberg lettuce. But anyway, once we had finished doing our train spotting, we decided to go back into Glasgow because Aaron wanted me to go and have dinner with him at a place called Julie's. Or Julie's. Now, imagine McDonald's, but the burger is probably twice the size. Not only that, you get fries and like a type of peach coconut ice cream. I'm not joking, peach coconut is lovely. and a large drink for $10.99. Would you get that in McDonald's at that price? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. I reckon for that price at McDonald's you'd easily be looking at £14, £16. Easily. If you went to somebody like Tim Hortons, probably looking about £20 for that. I've never been to Tim Hortons and I don't fancy it because I hear it's really, really expensive. So, what did I make of today out of 10? To summarise, it's a no-brainer for me. It's a resounding 10. Always. Carl Luke definitely did not disappoint for me, I'm afraid. When we got there, I thought, it's two platforms. I wasn't expecting much, but I'll tell you, it was a hidden gem. I'm sure Aaron would agree with me on that one. It did not disappoint. He told me today he thinks he might have found his new favourite train station. I'm going to be honest with you, pal. I would struggle to argue with you on that one. I thought Mark Inch was one of my favourites because of the way it was built. I've always liked the stone-built buildings, whether it be a train station or a house, a farm building, or that. I've always liked stone buildings. It's just me, you know. If I won the lottery and I wanted a wee country house, like a wee cottage, I would move into one that's built using stone, without a shadow of a doubt. I've always liked them, you know. But Carluke train station, could that be my number one favourite station? I think I'm going to say yes to that. It was Mark Inch, but sorry, if you love Mark Inch, your train station's still brilliant. I still love going there. But it's number 2 now, I'm afraid. So, Carluke train station, well done. Number 1. Looking forward to seeing Aaron again on Thursday, but we're just going to have a kind of chilled out day, I think. I'm just going up to see him for a couple of hours. He wants me to meet his cat. I was going to say his pussy, but that doesn't quite sound right, does it? Forget I said that, I'm sorry. He wants me to meet his little 4-legged friend. So it'll be perfect. I had to do that. Yes, my jokes are hysterical. Oh my God, Gallivanter, tut. The jokes are not meowgical, are they? Right, well that's my thoughts for today. And I'm going to stop with the really silly jokes. I'm going to say goodnight. I will continue to upload a few more from last week before I go to bed. But tomorrow we're doing as I said on one of the live streams today, we're doing the electric bus number 1 through Dunfermline from Dulloch Park back to James Street. Then we're going to do a 3 both ways and then a 5 hopefully. We might not get it all done though. For sake of time, we might not get it all finished. I'll be happy if we can finish off the 1 and do the 3. That would do for me. Excuse me. But we'll see. We'll see what we can cluster up. Anyway, I'm going to say goodnight for now. So good night, God bless, and take care.